You have probably heard it 100 times. Avoid fruit if you want to keep your blood sugar low. The natural sugar will spike your levels. But then you hear someone else say fruit is healthy and necessary, and suddenly you are stuck in the middle, confused about what to believe. Here is the surprising truth. Not all fruits raise blood sugar. In fact, some fruits can actually help lower it by slowing digestion, improving insulin sensitivity, and calming sudden glucose spikes. These fruits work with your body instead of against it, and once you know which ones they are, eating fruit becomes easier, safer, and far more enjoyable. Stay with me, because in this video, you will discover 7 surprising fruits that support steady blood sugar from morning to night. You stand in the grocery store, staring at the fruit section, wanting something fresh and sweet, but hesitating because you are afraid it will send your sugar soaring. You remember the times you ate fruit and watched your numbers jump, so you start avoiding it altogether. But then you hear someone say certain fruits are actually good for blood sugar, and the confusion hits again. You pick up an apple, put it back, then reach for berries, unsure if they are safe. That constant doubt makes every choice feel risky. But here is the part no one tells you. Some fruits do the opposite of what you fear. They help slow sugar release, steady your energy, and support your body in the best way. And once you know which fruits work in your favor, everything about eating healthy becomes easier and far less stressful. Fruit 1. The first fruit that can genuinely help lower blood sugar is berries. They are small, colorful, and often dismissed because people assume anything sweet must raise glucose. But berries behave differently inside your body. They are packed with fiber, antioxidants, and plant compounds that slow the release of sugar into your bloodstream. This means you get sweetness without the spike, steady energy instead of a crash, and better insulin response with every serving. Think about Andrew from Maine. He loved fruit, but avoided it for years because he feared the sugar. One morning, after talking with his nutritionist, he added a small bowl of mixed berries to his breakfast. He expected his glucose to jump, but instead, his reading stayed calm and steady. He tried it again the next day, and the same thing happened. Within a week, he felt confident enough to bring fruit back into his routine without fear. Berries work because their fiber traps sugar and forces your body to digest it slowly. The antioxidants help reduce inflammation, which improves how your cells use insulin. Even a handful can make a noticeable difference. The takeaway is clear. Berries give you sweetness without the spike. They are one of the safest and most effective fruits for lowering blood sugar naturally. Fruit 2. The second fruit that helps lower blood sugar is the humble pear. Most people overlook it, thinking it is just another sweet fruit that will cause a spike. But pears are loaded with soluble fiber, especially a type called pectin, which slows digestion and keeps glucose from flooding your bloodstream too quickly. Their gentle sweetness comes with a built-in braking system that helps your body stay steady instead of overwhelmed. Think about Melissa from Idaho. She loved snacking on fruit, but stopped after seeing her sugar rise from grapes and bananas. One afternoon, her friend offered her a sliced pear. She hesitated but decided to try half. She checked her glucose an hour later, expecting trouble, but her numbers stayed surprisingly stable. She added pears to her snacks a few times a week and noticed her mid-afternoon crashes slowly disappearing. A fruit she ignored for years ended up becoming one of her safest choices. Pears work because their fiber forms a gel-like texture in your digestive system, slowing sugar absorption and keeping you fuller longer. This helps prevent cravings, overeating, and those unwanted spikes that make your energy crash later. The takeaway is simple. Pears bring sweetness, steadiness, and slow digestion together. They are a powerful fruit for gentle, stable blood sugar control. Fruit 3. Another fruit that surprisingly helps lower blood sugar is the kiwi. Small, bright, and often overlooked, kiwi is one of the most powerful fruits for improving glucose stability. It is packed with vitamin C, fiber, and natural enzymes that help your body process carbohydrates more efficiently. The unique balance of fiber and low glycemic impact makes kiwi digest slowly, preventing the quick sugar surge that many other fruits can trigger. Think about Brandon from North Carolina. He enjoyed fruit, but always felt nervous adding new options to his routine. One morning, his sister suggested he try a kiwi before breakfast. He sliced it open, scooped out the vibrant green flesh, and ate it with his usual meal. When he checked his levels later, he was surprised to see how steady they remained. Intrigued, he added kiwi a few more times that week and noticed the same pattern. Instead of spikes, he experienced smooth, balanced readings and felt more energized through the morning. Kiwi works not only because of its fiber, but also because of its natural compounds that support insulin sensitivity. Its slow digesting nature helps your body release sugar gradually, giving your system time to manage it without stress. It also supports digestion, reducing bloating and discomfort that often come with heavier breakfast. The takeaway is clear. Kiwi is a small fruit with big blood sugar benefits. Adding one to your morning or afternoon routine can help keep your glucose levels calmer and more predictable. Fruit 4. The next fruit that can help lower blood sugar is the crisp and refreshing apple. Apples often get misunderstood because they contain natural sugar, but what most people miss is how powerfully their fiber works to slow digestion. The skin is rich in polyphenols, which gently improve insulin sensitivity, while the flesh provides both soluble and insoluble fiber that keeps sugar release steady and controlled. Think about Sophia from Minnesota. She avoided apples for years because she assumed they would spike her glucose. One day, while meal prepping with her daughter, she decided to pair half an apple with a small protein snack. She checked her blood sugar later and was surprised to see how stable it was. She tried the same combination the next day and noticed her energy felt smoother and her cravings were easier to manage. What she once avoided became one of the safest fruits in her rotation. Apples work especially well when eaten with a small source of protein or healthy fat. This combination slows digestion even further and keeps blood sugar from rising too quickly. Apples also support gut health, which plays a bigger role in glucose control than most people realize. The takeaway is simple. Apples deliver slow, steady energy when eaten mindfully. Their fiber and natural compounds help prevent spikes and keep your blood sugar balanced throughout the day. Fruit 5. Another fruit that often surprises people with its blood sugar benefits is the grapefruit. Its slightly tart flavor comes from natural compounds that help improve insulin sensitivity and support a steadier release of sugar into your bloodstream. Grapefruit is low in calories, high in water, and filled with fiber that slows digestion, making it one of the most efficient fruits for keeping glucose stable. Think about Caroline from Utah. She always avoided grapefruit because she assumed the tangy taste meant it was high in sugar. One morning, her neighbor told her she had been using half a grapefruit as part of her breakfast to help manage her glucose. Curious, Caroline decided to try it too. She paired half a grapefruit with her usual morning meal and checked her levels later, expecting a rise. Instead, her reading was smoother than usual. Over the next week, she added grapefruit a few more times and started noticing fewer mid-morning spikes and more consistent energy. Grapefruit works because it contains naringenin, a natural compound that helps your body use insulin more effectively. This means your cells respond better, your pancreas stays calmer, and your glucose rises more gradually. Its high water content also helps you feel full, preventing overeating and reducing cravings later in the day. The takeaway is clear. Grapefruit is a powerful fruit for steady glucose. When eaten in moderation and paired with a balanced meal, it supports smoother blood sugar and helps you stay energized throughout the morning. Fruit 6. The sixth fruit that can genuinely help lower blood sugar is the avocado. Many people forget that avocado is technically a fruit, mostly because it is creamy, savory, and completely unlike the sweet fruits we usually think of. But that is exactly why it is so effective for glucose control. Avocado is rich in healthy fats, fiber, and essential minerals that slow digestion, reduce sugar absorption, and help your body maintain a steady release of energy throughout the day. Think about Jason from Montana. He struggled with morning glucose spikes even when he thought he was eating healthy. One day, his dietitian suggested adding a few slices of avocado to his breakfast instead of reaching for toast or a sugary fruit. Hesitant, but willing to try, Jason mashed half an avocado onto a small portion of whole grain crackers. When he checked his blood sugar later, it was significantly steadier than usual. Over the next few weeks, he experimented with adding avocado to salads, wraps, or even eating it plain with a sprinkle of salt. Each time, his glucose remained smoother and his midday crashes nearly disappeared. Avocado works because its healthy fats slow down the movement of food through your stomach. This means the natural sugars in the rest of your meal enter your bloodstream much more gradually. The high fiber content also feeds your gut health, which directly supports better insulin sensitivity and more predictable glucose levels. The takeaway is simple. Avocado is a fruit that calms sugar instead of spiking it. Adding even a small amount to a meal can dramatically improve how your blood sugar behaves for the rest of the day. Fruit 7. The final fruit that surprisingly helps lower blood sugar is the deep purple plum. Plums are rich in fiber, antioxidants, and natural compounds that support insulin function and slow the release of sugar into your bloodstream. Their sweet tart flavor comes with a gentle glycemic impact, making them one of the most balanced fruits you can add to your routine. Think about Rebecca from Washington. She loved fruit, but often felt unsure about trying anything new because some fruits made her sugar jump. One summer, while visiting a local farmer's market, she tried a fresh plum. She ate it with her lunch and checked her reading later, expecting a rise. Instead, her numbers remained steady and controlled. Curious, she added plums again the next day with a small snack. She noticed the same smooth pattern. For her, plums became a refreshing treat that satisfied her sweet craving without sending her glucose out of balance. Plums work because their fiber slows digestion, their antioxidants reduce inflammation, and their natural compounds help your cells respond more efficiently to insulin. They also contain sorbitol, a natural sugar alcohol that digests slowly and prevents sudden spikes. The takeaway is clear. Plums deliver sweetness with stability. Adding one to your day can help lower sugar and keep cravings under control without sacrificing flavor. Common mistakes. Even with the right fruits, many people unknowingly make choices that push their blood sugar higher. One of the biggest mistakes is eating fruit on an empty stomach, without protein or healthy fat to slow digestion. Even low glycemic fruits can hit your bloodstream too quickly. Another common mistake is drinking fruit juice instead of eating whole fruit. Juice removes the fiber, leaving you with a fast rush of sugar that your body struggles to control. Think about Kelly from Arizona. She tried adding fruit to her mornings but chose a glass of orange juice instead of whole fruit. Her sugar spiked every time, and she could not understand why. When she switched to whole fruit, paired with a small protein snack, her readings improved almost instantly. Another mistake is assuming all fruit portions are the same. 2 cups of fruit, even healthy ones, can overwhelm your system. Portion size matters as much as fruit choice. The takeaway is simple. Eat whole fruits, avoid juices, pair fruit with protein or healthy fat, and keep portions balanced. These small adjustments prevent spikes and make fruit work in your favor. Conclusion: fruits do not have to be the enemy of good blood sugar. When you choose the right ones and enjoy them the right way, they become powerful tools that support steady glucose, calmer energy, and better overall health. These 7 fruits work with your body, not against it, helping you enjoy sweetness without the spike. Small changes like mindful portions, balanced pairings, and smart choices turn fruit from something you fear into something you can finally enjoy with confidence. If this helped you understand fruit and blood sugar better, share it with someone who feels the same confusion. They deserve clarity too.